And we are live. All right.
Well,
Hey, welcome to Talk Tuesdays. This is Asian Dave, aka Fanatical Producer, coming to you right now from Colorado. I'm going to be discussing or presenting the current events for today, and I'm going to let my co-host introduce you or introduce themselves.
Alright, my name is Nadia, and I am bringing to you Nuts Buzz all the way from Kuala Lumpur. Yana?
I am Kiana Bird, repping Detroit, Michigan. I am going to be getting real
Boo!
with you guys today with Let's Get Real with Kiana. And today I do not have any advice questions from you viewers, but that's okay. I'm going to be sharing an article with you guys, so that'll be a nice treat. And I want to present next to you my guest, Mark Anthony, aka Marky Mark.
Yay!
well,
Alright, so so starting off with the current events, I actually have a lot more stories for this week because I missed last week, so I just combined the stories that I have from last week into the ones that I have for this week. So yeah. Um, so in stalking news, woman was arrested for calling her ex-boyfriend 77,000 times a week. This happened in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and she was finally arrested by the Albuquerque Police Department in what could be the most extreme case of stalking in the history of the country. This 28-year-old woman allegedly not only called her ex-lover 77,609 times a week, but she also sent him 1,937 emails, 11,229 text messages, 217 and 647 letters in the same period.
Wow, that's a lot.
That is
Stalker!
right. Well, what I'm wondering is how does she? Who actually was counting all this?
Who was what?
phone company,
Counting?
Who was actually counting all this?
the phone company probably.
I think it's
Yeah, man.
probably the boyfriend? The guy?
Probably, yeah. I would just be if she was doing that, I would just delete her text messages. I was like, delete. Like that is a lot. I mean, that's the definition of obsessed right there.
Don't cell phone companies have like all that information though? Like that information is theirs. How many texts were sent between two phone numbers and things like that.
Yeah, but it wasn't just text messages. There was also emails and letters too, and song messages. What the hell? A song mess? 217 song messages?
I just had a conversation with some of my friends at work today, and one of my friends, she actually says if she can't get a hold of her husband, she'll spam him. She'll like
No, really?
dial his number, stop, dial, stop, dial, stop. It's like,
Oh
why are you
no.
not answering my call? I'm worried about you. Pick up the phone.
Well,
So
maybe you
yeah,
should tell her. Maybe you should tell her about this girl. Don't do that.
but they understand each other, and he takes it as a joke, so
Well,
it's
yeah.
not stalking.
Well, yeah. That's definitely. I had like this is like these two like pretty much they're ex lovers. Like the guy probably doesn't want anything to do with her or whatever. But I have noticed like on the topic of stalking, I have noticed that when it comes when it comes to that issue of stalking, like especially with girls, like it doesn't matter like if the girl likes the guy, she'll never ever ever accuse him of stalking. But if she
Yeah.
doesn't like Johnny Depp could be like in some speedos up in a tree, spying on her through like binoculars through her window, and the girl was like, "Oh, it's so romantic." But
Oh my
then
god.
there's some guy that she doesn't know will walk up to he'll show up at her there, and she'll be like, "How did you find out where I work?" And start accusing him of
Yeah.
stalking.
Yeah, I know people use that word like very lightly, but obviously in this case it's not lightly. Like she literally seemed like a stalker.
So
And
yeah,
okay, so she got arrested though for that? I'm not
she got
sure.
arrested. I mean,
But I think
Why
if
is it
somebody's,
that's technically
I
harassment.
believe stalking is illegal. I mean, if
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
convicted as, stalking.
I think
Yeah, that's true.
I think it falls under harassment. I'm not sure though. But yeah,
Oh, I feel like we're having issues with the call. Oh, okay. Yeah, it just seems
yeah,
kind of borderline to me, like borderline stalker, because it's not, I mean, they were dating or she's doing this while they were dating.
oh no, they're ex-lovers, so obviously
Oh,
they broke up.
exes. Oh, then yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
and
Hmm.
apparently she was
Oh, I
struggling with some emotional issues. Maybe she has some attachment disorder. So yeah, she needs to get some counseling.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like maybe
Okay.
just counseling. What she would benefit from that? Why jail time? I really don't. I don't get that.
I think it's like to avoid, the scary stalkers, the stalkers that
Yeah, it
actually
makes
follow people and like really scare them.
Yeah, and cause harm.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, yeah, that I can understand, but like she wasn't really doing that. I mean, she's just like kind of like just harassing. I think what she should get is just counseling, and maybe she's like spend the weekend in like a mental hospital or something. But
Spend the
yeah,
weekend like it's a
so
hotel stay.
in
Like
it,
I'm gonna put you in a mental hospital for the weekend, and hopefully
Well,
yeah,
I
you'll
think
get better.
that's
yeah, she needs to get like a psychological evaluation.
I
Yeah,
don't know how I
so
feel about mental
in
hospital.
political,
I
and
was
like
just thinking I don't know how I feel
for
about them.
certain cases, for certain cases, I could understand. Like, I can understand putting someone in a mental hospital, but I don't think we should put people in mental hospital just for any and every reason. Just like I don't
Mm.
think we should just throw people in jail for any and every reason too.
yeah.
To me, that just seems like
But
jail.
yeah. All right. So,
Iffy about mental hospital.
well, it's definitely a lot. I mean, I've never been to like adult jail before, but I can just imagine that the mental health is a lot lighter than adult jail is.
I think mental hospitals are actually
I don't know
required
what's.
to house those people who are really mentally ill because they can be really aggressive. My sister treated a patient who was kind of mentally ill, but in the normal ward, and she's really strong, even though she's old. She's like pushing people and stuff. Yeah, so that's why you need a mental hospital.
But then
Yeah,
it doesn't make any
that's
sense to me to bring a bunch of mental people like and have them live together. Like obviously there's like like probably going to be like a lot of friction in that type of environment. I mean, what do? Do you just lock them up all day and they have to stay separate from each other? I don't
well,
really know how I feel about it.
the more serious, like severely like crazy people, or not crazy. I hate that word, but the more severely mentally ill people, like yeah, they'll put. But like the ones who aren't that are like mildly mentally ill, that aren't bad enough to where they have to be locked away, but they could be out in the community, but they're not well enough to be out in public yet. Those like they'll keep them like they'll have like group therapy for them and stuff like that.
Right, but you're telling me the severe
So
ones,
I mean
they're
they
locked up
keep it
in a
pretty low.
cell. The really severe cases,
Well,
they're
I mean
locked up in a and that's how they have to live their life. Like,
I think it's not necessarily a
forever.
cell, it's more a hospital room, and they'll be under surveillance, or they've
Yeah.
got nurses and stuff looking after them, like really looking after them.
mm,
Yeah.
it just sounds sad to me.
It
I
is.
just know I
It is
wouldn't
really
like
sad.
that.
So yeah, so going on to the next, in political news, the Supreme Court just recently decided that corporations can opt out of Obamacare for religious reasons.
Sorry, they can what? Opt out
So,
of Obamacare for religious reasons?
yeah, for religious reasons. And the whole reason, like, this even came up was because, I don't know if, Nadia was Hobby Lobby, but, Ho-
Never heard
Hobby
of it.
Lobby, oh, yeah, they're, it's like a, art, like, it's kind of like a arts and crafts kind of store. I don't know how to really explain it.
Okay.
But like, they're a Christian-owned company, and they recently were protesting because like Obamacare was like forcing, like was gonna mandate that business owners have to provide their employees with birth control, provide them with abortion and stuff like that. And Hobby Lobby said we can't do that, so they were gonna like the Obama administration was gonna sue Hobby Lobby $1 million every day until they complied. So Hobby Lobby first is gonna threaten to just close down, but the Supreme Court just like finally made this decision and said no, corporations are allowed to wear for religious reasons.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
I can understand why some companies don't want to provide those things, because when I worked in the UK, or whilst I was studying as a pharmacist, you kind of like, some people, they won't sell birth control pills and things like that because it goes against their I don't know, I guess you could say beliefs.
Yeah. So that's exactly what Hobby Lobby was saying. They said they could not, in good conscience, do that. So that was a whole constellation. I support Hobby Lobby in that decision. I think the Supreme Court made the right decision when they, that's a huge plus in my eyes. I'm like, because I honestly, I don't think the government has the right to tell private business owners how they should run their own business. Like that's just wrong in my eyes.
Hmm.
Yeah. Do you, Tiana and Mark, do you guys have anything to say about that?
Can you can you see me and hear me? Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, oh god. I think I was frozen earlier.
It's all good now, Mark.
So, oh god.
Yeah, we can.
I mean, I guess. I mean, it's Hobby Lobby's right. So like run their business the way they want to, but at the same time they have to follow the law. So like it's kind of confusing. I mean, I would say they should follow the law, but still try and stick to their personal beliefs as much as possible.
Yeah.
I have no opinion.
Okay. No comment.
No comment.
All right. All right. So then, moving on to the next story. In crazy teen news. This
Crazy what?
Crazy teen news.
Oh, okay.
Teenager news. Yeah, this teenager kills his parents after they take away his iPod.
Oh my
Hello?
Oh
god.
no! What is
Yeah,
happening to the world? What is
got-
happening to the world?
he because of routine punishment. Like his like every time he would do so, like he said he got every time he would do so, he would act up. His parents would him. He got mad because of that. He said it was unfair, pretty much. So after his parents took away his iPod, he like I guess he just snapped and he decided he was gonna plan a way to kill his parents. And the way he did it, first he pepper sprayed his mom, beat her with a bat, bar, and then stabbed her in the eye, and just continued stabbing her until she stopped bleeding. Then
That's
when her
so
dad got
brutal.
yeah, then when her dad got I know that's yeah,
This
it
is
gets
a
even worse.
girl?
Like when his dad got home, he attacked his dad with a no, him. I meant him.
Oh,
When
okay.
his dad got home, he attacked his dad with a crowbar and stabbed him several times.
What
In
was
court,
wrong
he
with
pled
him?
guilty. I have no idea. Like in court, he pled guilty, and his family was all confused about it because they said he's an honor roll student.
He's what? I'm
Honor
sorry,
roll.
David.
He's an hon- he was an honor roll student. Yeah, so his family is
Oh,
confused about why he did what he did.
That ain't got nothing to do with
Like,
anything. Oh
like
my
this story
god.
is a perfect. This story is an example on. It doesn't. But this
that's
story
Why
is
weird.
a
was the kid
perfect.
getting grounded? Or whatever. The
This
punishment.
story is a perfect example of how. Oh, just routine punishment. That's all. Like he would do something. Obviously, he was doing something to warrant getting punished, and he didn't like that. Like this is a perfect example on how kids these days are raised with an entitlement mentality. They feel entitled, and like I don't know. I feel like kids these days are spoiled.
Does the kid have a conscience though? Like, yeah, kids are spoiled and kids can get really disrespectful. Like I've seen some stuff, but like killing your parents just because they took away your iPod? How old was this kid?
He was a teenager.
Oh, a teenager? Oh my
Yeah.
god.
He just,
I'm thinking
he
like a
just
10-year-old, but wow. Like I'm
yeah.
hearing like all the that's so brutal too. It's not like he like got a gun and like shot
Yeah.
them. He brutally murdered them. Like he beat them
Yeah.
and stabbed them.
What I don't understand is what made him think like I mean pepper spray, baseball bat, crowbar, and a knife. He couldn't just like yeah. I mean that's crazy right there.
The only thing that I can think of right now is if he was possessed. Like, how could you just go crazy like that? I mean, it is crazy. It's just so
Over
sick.
yeah over an iPod. Like come on.
iPod.
That yeah that's just crazy.
You
That's
hear
insane.
do you hear about stories like that in like Malaysia at all?
No.
Like just gone nuts or whatever?
I think
Not
this is
kids going nuts against their parents, but recently there was a case where the dad went a bit nuts and beat up the
oh
child.
wow.
But I think he really went nuts.
Yeah.
But kids acting up and doing weird stuff like that, I mean crazy stuff like that, I have not yet heard of news of that.
Yeah.
Wow. But see, like, this is why I strongly advocate for good old-fashioned beating. Like, there is nothing wrong with if your kid acts up, you just beat him. There's nothing wrong with that. He learns to respect his parents, and yeah, and if there's nothing, I honestly don't, I believe
I
parents are so afraid to beat their kids nowadays. That's what makes kids spoiled and they act up like this.
Did you get beat as a child?
Hell yeah! And I respect my
I
parents
kind of
for
assumed
it.
it, yeah.
But I
Because
like I
most
respect.
kids
I
that
didn't.
got beat as a child, they think, oh, that's like the right way to do it.
Yeah,
My
I mean,
parents managed to bring us up well without a single beating. Yay! I don't think it's actually. I don't think beatings would work unless it's like really, really, really bad. It's better off to make the child understand what's wrong and why they can't do something. Explain it to them because children actually understand. They just pretend that they don't. And at some point, if
yeah.
you tell them nicely, they'll just treat them like an adult, a small adult.
Oh, my parents would explain to me what I did wrong afterwards. Like, they sit down with me they would never take it like overboard. They would never beat me out of anger. Like if they were angry, like they wouldn't beat me out of anger. But then like I mean they were like just give me like little like my mom would backhand me across the face or something. But then they'd always like explain why they did that and what I did wrong, so I understood.
How about you, Mark? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's okay to beat your kids if it's warranted. I guess but there's like a line between disciplining your kid with physical physicality and like child abuse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's
A
okay.
thin line.
You can like spank your kids or like use an extension cord, but I think it's like crossing the line if you're like punching them in the face or like using a baseball bat, and that's
Or using a tree trunk or something, a tree branch.
Oh my gosh.
I see parents do that before. I'm like, oh my god.
Me as a kid, I was like a really good kid, but we all have our moments. And whenever I got whooped, it would be explained to me before I got the whooping.
Yeah.
I think that was a great thing that worked for me. But I obviously I
Yeah.
didn't like getting whoopings. Like it was like it like ruined my dignity because I thought I was such a good child. I always had like high self-esteem as a child, so I thought, oh, I'm so good. I don't get whoopings like all the other kids do, but when I would, it would kind of like that would be like a dignity, like a touch from my like just against my dignity.
Your
So I was
heart.
kind of like it made me not want to act out more. So I wasn't the kid that like would constantly get whoopings over and over and over and never learn their lesson. If it gets to that point, I feel like you should just lay off and like find another means of discipline because they're not going to learn. They're just going to be numb to it. Like
Yeah.
my sister was like that when she was younger. She was just numb to it. She's like, "Oh, another beating." Like,
Oh
whatever.
no.
I don't even know what I'm getting beat
Wow.
for, but whatever.
Alright. There was like in my house there's only really two things mainly that I my stepdad that like he would beat me over. It was like if I lied or if I disrespected my mom. And that's the
Mm.
kind of mentality I would go into if I had a son. I'll make sure my son knew perfectly well, like I'll only beat him if he lied or if he disrespected his mom. If he did one of those two, then he's gonna get a beating. Other than that, like I'll just probably sit down.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, all right. So, in unique proposal news, like this man around the world for 4 years and created a video to propose to his girlfriend of 4 years. And after their first date with his girlfriend, he knew she was quote the one. So in the video, he sings "I will walk 1,000 miles in every."
I'm sorry.
Oh, what'd you say, David?
What?
I heard up to walk 1,000 miles, and then?
Oh, I said in the video he sings "I will walk 1,000 miles in every country that he's in."
Aww.
that's too
Yeah.
much.
I know,
Can
that's
you
what I
repeat that
said.
one
I
more
thought, I was
time?
like, that's too much. Like,
I'm sorry,
the
can you
whole
repeat that
story,
one more time? I did not catch it.
pretty much this man traveled the world for 4 years creating a proposal video to his girlfriend whom he dated for 4 years.
A
And
proposal
like
video?
in the song, and in the song he's singing, "I will walk 1,000 miles in every country that he's in the video."
That's so interesting. I love it. That's
Yeah,
that would make me really
and
uncomfortable.
you know this guy pretty much every other guy out there because that's in a relationship because their girlfriends are gonna hear about this and they're gonna be like, so he traveled the world for me and did this and made a proposal video. What are you gonna do?
I wouldn't go
That's,
that far.
huh?
I wouldn't want a video like that. Maybe just, 5 miles in every country, every city. Not that hard.
That's thirsty.
You think that
Fine.
women would respond to this and be like, "Oh,
Hell yeah, I think women will respond to this and like try and like play like try and like look at their boyfriends and be like, so what are you gonna do for me now?
No, I actually thought the same thing as you guys, though. Me personally, I thought the same thing as you guys. Like, oh, that's a little bit that's doing too much. That sounds like you're obsessed. Well, if obviously they know him
Yeah.
somewhat. Some people get married after like a week of dating, but whatever. I'm assuming they knew each other for a while, so maybe he's kind of an over the top guy, so that's what she's used to. But I would not date a guy like that, so I would not expect any
Uh,
type of even for a proposal. Like that is a lot of
the,
like.
well, the article said that they just went on one date. Like after the first date, he knew that she was the one, and he just went off, disappeared for 4 years, traveled the world, making this like proposal video just for her. So like,
You're psycho. And I bet he didn't get
I
a
think
yes,
he's
did he?
That's hella thirsty. After one date, he did that?
That's silly. By the time he comes back, who knows? The woman might be married
that is,
to another guy.
I know, right?
He already did it, though,
Right?
right?
I don't know what.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's in
he
the
already
process.
did it.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
No, he already did it. Yeah, it's already done.
What is he doing? He's spending all that
Like,
time trying to make a proposal video. How about spending some time with the woman?
I know, that's
Exactly.
what I was thinking. I was like, he's just, I'm gonna go travel the world for 4 years.
Oh yeah,
You
that
know,
makes
it
so
might
much
have been a. Sorry.
He doesn't have a job.
I
right.
think it would have made a
Apparently.
whole lot more sense if he had brought
What,
the girl
Nadia?
with him to travel the world.
Hmm.
What?
I said,
Well, I think he did. I'm not sure about.
it would have made more sense if he had brought the girl with him to travel the world for that 4 years.
Exactly. Yeah, I would not travel with a guy after one
in,
date though, but I'm sure some girls would.
well, in the video, she appeared in some of the, because it's a slideshow, I guess, and in some of the pictures, she's in the pictures with him. So I don't know if she
Okay.
went with him. Yeah, I don't know if she went with him. Like, I don't know if she went with him or if she just, like, was appearing in. Yeah, well, that, or, like, maybe she just appeared in, like, maybe she just met him in some places. I don't know.
I almost feel like you're trying. Oh, go ahead, Nadia.
Alright, I was gonna say, were you impressed by the video, David, since you saw it?
No. I thought it was Like, I thought it was corny. I really did.
It almost seems like you're
That's the most
trying
corniest thing I've ever seen.
to.
Sorry?
It almost seems like you're trying, like maybe you're trying to present it that it's crazier than it is. Like maybe he was like, okay, well, yeah, I mean that's crazy to like think after one day, oh, I'm gonna marry this woman. But did he like vocalize this to her? And she's like, okay, sure, whatever. But we have to wait, like we have to take time and stuff like that. So during all this time, like he is planning out this video, just in case. And yeah, obviously they did travel together. She was partially in it to some degree. I just thought it was literally like, okay, one date,
Maybe.
then he like goes off and run like without her, and then like makes this proposal video over 4 years, just so
That's
she
pretty
doesn't.
much how the article. That's pretty much how the article. Like,
Oh.
and he said she's the one, and then he just went off and traveled the world.
Okay, I'm gonna go travel the
Like,
Bye-bye.
yeah, like, bye. I'll be back in 4 years, and I'm gonna propose to you, okay?
I like Kiana's version better. It sounds a little more realistic. It's not so, I hate to use the word, but stupid.
Yeah.
I
From
don't
a
know. It's just,
psychological, sorry, from a psychological point of view, I know they say that men like they know a lot sooner than women know, like whether somebody, I guess, is marriage material or whether they're in love. Either one. I forgot what it was. Some article said that guys know much sooner than women.
Right.
I
Because
think
women, we
guys
can't be
think they know. I think guys think know much sooner.
Oh, okay. They think they know much sooner.
Yeah. Yeah, like, anyway, so, on to political news, too. I'm familiar with Ann Coulter, so she's on Fox News a lot, but, she, recently came out, and she said, this actually kind of made me mad. She said, America's growing interest in the World Cup is a sign of our nation's moral decay. And she had a whole article on this, and like she had like a 9-point explanation for why soccer sums up everything that is wrong with America. Some of these points that she had on there, she said she doesn't like it because of individual achievement is not a big factor. It isn't rough enough and it's foreign. She claims that liberals only love soccer and metric system because they're both European. Um, ratings for some World Cup games have surpassed the ratings for NBA Finals, viewing by Latinos and young adults. And she also said one can only hope that in addition to learning English, drop their soccer fetish with time. And she also said, do they even have MVPs in soccer? Everyone just runs up and down the field, and every once in a while the ball accidentally goes in. That's when we are supposed to go wild. I'm already asleep.
That's mean, okay? Mean. And I don't even stay up to watch the World Cup. But seriously, why would you say that? It's only once every, 4 years? Just deal with it.
Right? That's what I don't know. The way I look at it, people that are like becoming interested in it, they're rooting for our team, for America, for the American team. I think that's a sign of like a lot of Americans becoming more and more patriotic.
Yeah. You know, just to give you a scenario, in Malaysia we have food stalls, well, shops that are open till late at night, sometimes 24 hours, and they're like cheap food shops, Indian Muslim, Indian food shops. So then they have TVs in there, and every time there's a game, a football game, and now especially since it's World Cup season, the whole shop is full. for the whole game, and everyone's suddenly friends because they're all watching the same game. And it's just a really nice feeling to be there, and everybody's like cheering together or booing together, and I don't know, I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good thing too, and it's like I don't know, it's just it kind of made me mad. That's like what really got me mad about it is because like me, I consider myself I'm a conservative, and when Ann Coulter said this, I was just like, see, this is the reason why so many people in this country think conservatives are racist because of people like this making ignorant statements like this. And I was like, I couldn't, like, after I heard that, my respect for Ann Coulter kind of just went down the drain. Like,
Don't
oh,
you?
but
Do you think she's
someone
kind
was
of?
telling me that she was probably just saying that for, like, shock value, which I'm hoping she, like, if that's, yeah,
You think she's kind of extreme?
she is kind of, yeah, the stuff that she says, like, she, like, a lot of things that she says, I wonder if she's, like, she is like, well, her words are extreme, and like half the time, I wonder if she even really believes half the stuff that comes out of her mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we had someone post a question. David Powell said, "What do you all think of Japan?" I'm not gonna comment on this. I'll let
Japan
you three
as
comment.
in the country or Japan as in soccer team? Japan has a
I
soccer team,
think
right?
I think he talked about the country. He didn't say anything.
Can
What
I
do we
say
think of
something about
Japan?
Japan?
What?
Go ahead, Mark.
Oh.
Is he asking in general what we think of it, like Japan just in general, or
Yeah, he's
what?
asking Justin. He's asking Justin.
Uh, I mean, they have superior technology, I guess. Like, I don't know what else to say.
I'll say, okay, as a Chinese person, um, like I'm not too fond of Japanese culture. I have nothing against like individual Japanese people themselves, but Japanese culture, I'm not too fond of their culture. That's all
Why
I can say
not?
about that. I'm just not because like a lot of the majority of the stuff that they have in their culture, they stole from Chinese culture and Korean culture. So that's why I'm not too fond of Japanese culture. And also part of their culture, they deny what their ancestors to Chinese people and Korean people too.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear Korean
But
people talk about that sometimes. I'm not
yeah,
much of like a history buff or anything though, but I know when it comes to Japanese culture, I feel like I would not like I really whenever I'm like a part of some like around people who are part of a different culture, I tend to want to adapt and kind of become like them and like have their mannerisms and like have their habits and things like that. But I feel like it'd be really hard for me to adapt
yeah,
Japanese culture. I mean, I know like a lot of Asia is becoming like more westernized and stuff, but I just feel like Japan is a lot stricter, even like compared to Korea with certain things. I can't think of
Japan
anything off the top.
was actually the first Asian country to accept the West.
I'm sorry.
Japan's actually the first Asian country to actually accept like Western like I guess ideals I guess.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like that's why I feel like that's why so I feel like that's why so many people in the West are so obsessed with Japan because like they're like, oh, they accept us and blah blah blah. Like Chinese culture and Korean culture tends to be more traditional.
Which I
What I
respect.
know about, sorry, carry on, Tiana. Finish off your
Oh, I was
sentence.
just I was just kind of wondering, like, why is it so important to be westernized, though, to begin with? Why are we the standard? Why is the West the standard? I never really understood that.
It's not
Because of
important.
Like, I mean, other countries act like it's so, like, important to just be westernized and, like, so we can be accommodating to Americans or something. I don't understand why people want to, like, I'm not saying, like, other countries
Well,
want to, but sometimes it seems like that.
they're called
there
colonialized.
are certain Western ideas. Well, there are certain Western ideals that are beneficiaries. Like capitalism, for instance, is beneficiary like worldwide. Like it's more beneficial than say communism. And like I mean, and I think part of the reason why a lot of countries look up to America is because America is a world leader, and America has been there to like done a lot to protect like our allies and stuff. Like for instance, if it wasn't for America, my home country of Taiwan probably would have got taken over by China a long time ago.
You know, as a Malaysian, we kind of, I don't really know all that much about Japan because I only went there when I was really young. Although what I do know about them is that they seem really polite and they're very disciplined. They have really good work ethics. They work hard and then they play hard. This is what I know, but I guess you probably know more about it than I do because I haven't been there when I'm an adult and know what it's like. But my mom has been there
Yeah.
and my dad, you know, for conferences and things. And I would actually like to live in Japan for like a couple of months and absorb how they live because it
Yeah.
seems so interesting. And there was one of our prime ministers, or
Yeah.
former prime ministers, Tun Dr. Mahathir. He actually started this thing, a new program when he was sort of like ruling, and it's look to the east. Let's not only look to the west, but take some of the good things that the east have. Let's not forget our roots. Let's keep those good habits.
Yeah.
You know, because I think that usually people who
Yeah.
are brought up in the East tend to be a bit more, you know, their values as in respecting the elders are a bit more than in the West. I don't know, but that's what it seems like, you know, from TV programs and things.
Yeah. It definitely is. Like people in the East, definitely like respect their elders a lot more than people over here in America. Like the respect. I mean, we just talked about that like a couple stories ago. Like people like young people nowadays have no respect for their elders at all.
Yeah.
It's horrible. No, but
Cool.
like I do know that Japan and Korea right now are having a birth rate problem because a lot of people in Japan and Korea are so about like working and everything that they're not really focused on like settling down and having a family. So their population is on the decline, and the governments there are actually trying to come up with new ways to get their people to pretty much have sex and like remarry again.
Ah!
Procreate.
That's so funny. Isn't Japan
Yeah,
overpopulated though?
yeah.
Isn't Japan
No,
well,
their
big and
population.
overpopulated?
No, China is overpopulated.
I mean, but I've heard before that
Having a
Japan
birth
is
rate.
overpopulated.
Maybe
Because that's why they have like so many high
a long
rises.
time ago, but
Sorry.
maybe like a long time ago, but their population is decreasing because no one is making babies there.
But then their
Everybody's so focused
lifespan
on
is so
work.
long too there. I mean, I know that's
What?
another small contributing factor, but their lifespan is longer there too
Yeah.
in Japan.
Oh,
I
so
mean,
that David Cow guy just posted another question, and he said, "Are Japanese and Chinese really hardest languages to learn?" I know
I
Chinese is
don't.
considered one of the hardest languages to learn. Chinese and English are considered the two hardest languages. But I don't know about Japanese.
I don't know whether you'd say it's really hard, but I know Arabic is really hard.
Arabic? Yeah, I
Yeah.
bet.
Because you actually have, say if it's a male or female, the verbs and stuff change, and then if it's a parent or an aunt or an uncle, it can change as well. I didn't really study Arabic because I studied German when I was in school, but yeah,
Oh
it's
wow.
it's actually rather tricky. But
Yeah.
then
Well, that's like.
perhaps French is like
Oh,
that too, because like you have the male and female something. I was trying to learn French, but yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
To me, just writing in a different
Well, that's
direction,
like
like
in
from
China.
right to left or up and down and all that stuff, that just is confusing to me because with Chinese, you write in a different direction,
Huh?
don't you? And in Japanese.
No, like ancient Chinese, yeah, it was up and down, but nowadays we do write like left to right. But like in Chinese though, one word can have like five different meanings just based on the tone that you say it in. Like ma, like you say like ma, ma, ma. That's three different words right there.
What did you just say?
Yeah.
What did you just say? I mean, did you
What?
say something in Chinese?
Um. Oh no, I was just like,
Oh.
well, I said a part of a word, like if I say ni hao ma, like if I say like, okay, so ni hao is hello, but if I put the ma at the end, it turns into how are you?
Oh, okay.
Or if I say
I
wei,
my
wei is hello, but like, so if I say wei ni hao ma, that's hello, how are you?
Oh, that's cool.
the simplest way to say is like when my housemate was trying to
Yeah.
teach me, and she was saying how cold and pain sound the same. David, would you like to give us an example of that? Because
Cold
I
and
can't pronounce
pain.
it properly. Yeah.
Um,
Is it like hotong and hotong? It's like how
I
you blow
don't.
it.
Yeah, I don't remember. Like, I have to ask my mom. But yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, I'll ask my mom and then I'll get back to you guys on that. Yeah.
I
Alrighty.
can.
What was, we got kind of distracted. What was I? Oh yeah. Okay, so stupid parenting news.
By the way, thank you, Dave, for your
So
question.
this.
Yes, thank
Oh
you.
yeah, yeah. Thank you, David. Alright, so stupid parenting. Dad finds missing son was in basement. He claims that he didn't, wait, hold on. He claims that, that he, the stepmom, and the authorities originally checked the basement before searching elsewhere, and he even took a polygraph, which came back negative, and the stepmom refused to take a polygraph. So apparently, okay, so they are missing their son. Him and the stepmom called the authorities. They apparently searched everywhere, including the basement. They were looking all over the place for his son, and it turns out that he ended up finding later on in the basement. And he's trying to say now that checked the basement and he wasn't there, and he took a polygraph and it came back negative, pretty much saying that he lied, and that and the stepmom refused to take the polygraph.
Okay, I want to speak on this because this happened in my hometown. This happened in Detroit. Like, oh my gosh, that's like to me.
Oh,
That's
you heard of him?
yeah. Oh gosh, it was everywhere. And then I'm like, wow, it's on CNN. Like a week later, after I see the story on local news, I'm like, dang, it's on CNN. All right,
Yeah.
getting a lot of coverage. But I was just so like I was so shocked because I was like, wow, the kid's missing. and then all of a sudden he turns out to be fine in the basement. Like I heard that they found him in the basement, but then they're like, oh, he's fine, and it wasn't like he was starved or anything, or like he was like unharmed. I think they still took him to the hospital to make sure he was okay or something,
Yeah.
but I was absolutely shocked. And to me, it's kind of like crazy on like the police's part. To me, like, were you guys searching like that intensely? It's kind of embarrassing for the Detroit Public Police. At least I'd be embarrassed if I was like a part of their team. Like, what are you guys doing?
Well, that's if they really searched the basement. I don't know. The guy, like, he said that they all searched the basement, but when he took the polygraph, he came back negative.
Right, he's
So
a
that kinda-
liar.
Didn't trust that polygraph too much.
So that means, like, they probably searched the basement. Like, but, I mean, and it just makes it even more suspicious that the stepmom refused to take a polygraph. I'm like, why? What is she trying to hide? Like, it seems like they just wasted not only taxpayer dollars, because I'm pretty sure that like they had a whole search team and everything looking for this kid, but like it also wasted the police department's time too, because they could have been out there like patrolling the streets and like actually stopping real crime or whatever, protecting people, but they were looking for this kid that wasn't really missing to begin with.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, was it a situation where they're like, okay, well, I forgot what the kid's name. Do you know the kid's name?
No, I didn't get that. Like,
We'll say, hey, little Johnny, okay, we're gonna do something crazy, but we're gonna hide you, and you like can't come out. It's gonna be a few weeks or a few days, however long it took. I can't even remember, but that's
yeah,
just
that
not,
was.
like, is that
It
is that child abuse?
I would say it is. Like, it seems like the parents did that because, like, I don't know, maybe they want to get publicity. I mean, people will do anything nowadays just to get on TV, and
Yeah.
it's sad.
It is
Right.
very
But
sad.
at the same time, though, like, because the dad is in court right now, and he's like devastated. No, hold on, no, that's another story. Never mind, I'm just.
Oh, sorry. But yeah, that's pretty messed
So
up.
okay, so Emery Kane just posted a question saying, "How are you?" I'm doing what?
We're doing great. Even better now that you're
Thank
here.
you for asking. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for watching.
Oh, it's
Alright,
a
so,
viewer. I thought it
hot
was you,
convict
Dave. I'm
and
like, wait,
hot
why is she saying
convict
that? Why is she
news.
saying we're doing better, huh? I was confused. It keeps freezing.
I can't open my Q&A app for some odd reasons. I can't see anything there. Like,
I
oh well,
can't
never mind.
Really?
Yeah, I can't see anything.
It keeps saying
Well,
that
I wonder-
there's insufficient information or whatever. So I'm just gonna wait till David reads out the question. I'm sitting here. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm the only one that can see the question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Perhaps.
In hot convict news, this man's mugshot went viral all over the internet. The picture was posted on the police station's Facebook page. What the guy was arrested for was 5 weapons charges, 1 gang charge, felonies. And Oprah wants to pay his bail and even start a reality TV show for this guy.
Hang on, why? Why does she wanna bail him? David?
Like,
Hello?
because of how
Can you
he
hear? Because of how he what?
because of how attractive he is.
Oh,
Because of how
Okay.
attractive he is.
You know, that reminds me of a topic that I
Yeah.
heard on the radio this morning, where they were saying how pretty people or people who sound sexy can get away with pretty much anything. Would you agree with that?
Well, here's a perfect example right there. Like, I don't know. I think like any woman that would and say, "Oh, this guy's cute" or whatever. I think that woman has some serious issues.
No,
Like
okay,
it's a
well, I
mug.
totally. Okay.
Well,
I,
it's a mug. It's a mug shot. It's not like he's on magazine.
It's
dude,
not like
okay.
he's what? I'm sorry, David. I'm losing you a
It's
little
not
bit.
like instead, it's not like he's on the cover. It's not like he's on the cover of GQ magazine.
Oh.
But did you hear he got a modeling gig? Like, or like a modeling, like he's got like some modeling agency like wanting to work with him when he gets out, I guess.
He's on bail by Oprah. Although I don't
Are you
understand why
serious?
she would bail.
I thought that was a joke.
No,
That's a
she
I have
wants
joke.
to
no
pay
idea.
his bail. Cause she, no, she does.
Oh
She,
my
she
god.
wants to pay his bail to get him out of jail. And she
Maybe
wants to
the
start
whole
Oh,
thing
she
is a
wants to
hoax.
start a reality TV show for this guy.
okay, that's just dumb. That's so.
Like it's
This is
crazy. And what I
weird.
don't get, why would why would the police department Facebook anyways? That's what I don't understand.
I
See,
think it's a
I
hoax.
thought that was. Yeah. Wait, which
I don't
part?
know.
I think the
Failing
whole thing was a
Oprah
setup.
or
The whole thing, him getting caught with arms
The whole thing's a
and
setup.
him getting bailed by Oprah, the thing being posted on Facebook. I mean, why would you post the convict's picture? Seriously, that's odd. You don't put convicts' pictures up there no matter how attractive they are. You like blur their faces and stuff. It's just odd. So I think this is all in preparation for something bigger, like a new show or a new, I don't know, movie, and that's why they're doing this. That's my idea, anyway.
What are they gonna call? What are they gonna call it? They're gonna call the show "Life Behind Bars."
Yeah.
no? But okay, he was arrested for a serious crime, though, right? It was assault, right?
No, five weapons charges, one gang charge, and six felonies. Yeah, he's away for the rest of his life.
And this was not like the first time he's been in jail either. That's what I had heard. And I also heard he has a wife, and his wife is pissed about all these pictures that are being hilarious. I love them and they're so funny. He's a very attractive man, and I'm sorry, I'm like he's hot. Like I'm not even mad about it. I mean, Dave, you're a guy, you're straight, so like you're not really drooling over him, but I'm not even mad about it, really. I mean, yeah, he did like bad things, but I don't know.
Maybe he can reform.
Yeah, he's
I
just
just don't
gorgeous.
understand. The guy is a hardened the guy is a convict. Like I don't understand why people are like over here drooling over him. I'm like I say, he's not. It's not like he's a model off of GQ magazine or something. Like this guy is a hardened criminal.
Yeah, it's just the fact that like nobody. I mean, I've just heard on all the crimes that he committed, nobody was killed or hurt, right? So
I don't know. Six
I don't
felonies.
know.
He had 5
I mean,
weapon charges. I'm pretty sure those weapons weren't used to go hunting. And he had a
Well, he
gang
was
charge
in a gang.
too.
But then maybe his life
Yeah.
was just hard and he happened to have grown up in that kind of neighborhood and being given this opportunity to, snap out of it will just turn it all around and make it better.
Oh,
yeah.
that David. Okay, David. Playing. Have any of you been to Canada? No, I have
not
not,
yet.
and I have no desire to go to Canada.
I love Canada. I had an ex-boyfriend there. Well, I have an ex-boyfriend.
Oh, that's so cool, Kim.
Yeah, I don't talk to him anymore, but I love Canada.
Really?
Canada's awesome.
I've never been there, but if I ever get to the States,
Yeah.
then I'll probably go there, just to have a look at where Celine Dion and Avril Lavigne comes from.
Oh, it really is like it's similar to America, but
If I go to,
country.
I think the only reason why I'd want to go to Canada is to go visit Toronto. That's about it.
To
Visit.
visit
That's
who?
the only city I think. Toronto, Toronto, Canada.
Oh, it's awesome there. I love it. It's like a little
I
New
think that's
York.
the only city that's actually worth seeing. Yeah. Yeah,
No, but
that's like the
Vancouver
only
is better.
city that's worth seeing in Canada, I think.
No, Vancouver is better. It's so gorgeous there.
Wow.
It's everything.
I don't know.
It's absolutely beautiful. You're in Colorado. Like, I'm sure it's like, is it very mountainous in your area?
Yeah, it's very so to me. Like I've seen, I live around mountains. I'm like, okay, I've seen them all.
so
Like I don't really
it's
care
like
about mountains
whatever.
anymore.
Oh yeah, I guess Vancouver isn't for you then.
So I don't know. Canadians have Canadians tend to not like America. So yeah, and I can't go. I wouldn't want to be in there. Like, cause they're gonna someone's gonna talk shit about America. Like USA, and then probably get in trouble.
David, what are you talking about? Canadians love Americans. I swear, they want to be us secretly, but they still like being Canadian. They're very proud, but they like us secretly because Detroit borders Windsor, which is in Canada. Trust me, I would know. I know plenty of Canadians.
I don't know. Every Canadian I ever have always well, okay, but I'm saying the Canadians I spoke to have always been anti-America. Well, even the ones I still speak to, they're anti-American.
Yeah. Well, they love us over here. The Windsor Canadians love us because they'll always.
I'm like, okay,
Okay,
Hello?
so it seems like our viewer likes to travel.
Yeah.
Or likes.
If I could go my whole life without, I would be perfect. I would be perfectly happy. I think so too.
If you could
Like
what?
other countries. No, if I could go my whole life without ever going to Canada, I would be perfectly happy. If I could go my whole life without ever going to Canada, I'd be perfectly happy. There's other countries I would rather go to other than Canada. Like, I want to go to Africa. I would love to go visit Africa.
I went to South Africa in March, but yeah, we're going on a tangent now.
Or even Russia or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. Alright, so next story. Facebook's social experiment draws criticism. And I guess for 1 week in 2012, Facebook conducted a social experiment where they manipulated users' newsfeed. Some users were seeing their newsfeed. Like, some users were seeing a higher percentage of positive posts, and some users were seeing a higher percentage of negative posts. And the results that came back that were released this year said that users that were seeing more positive posts they ended up posting more positive statuses and stuff, and the ones who were seeing more negative ended up posting more negative statuses. So, and like the criticism that this caused was that Facebook shouldn't be performing experiments on people like that without their consent. But in their terms, and their like when you first create a Facebook account, under their terms and conditions, it says in their terms and conditions that you agree to allow Facebook to perform experiments like that. But like, I don't know, who really reads that terms and conditions box though?
I Well, if you want to join Facebook, then you're just going to join it anyway. And even if you read the terms and conditions and you don't agree to one of them, if you want to join it, you're just going to have to accept it. So if they want to do a social experiment on you, then I don't know. It's not quite right, but it can't be helped. But that's besides the point. The
Yeah.
part where they're saying
And I
that
guess people were
the
just mad
viewers who
because
saw
Facebook.
sorry. As I was saying, the people who saw more positive posts decided to be positive in return, and vice versa. It's all because, I mean, you react to the things that surround you. So I had a friend online who would always tell me, keep
Yeah.
emitting positive vibes, because then you'll be surrounded by positive people, which is a good thing, especially in this world right now.
Yeah.
I just think.
Well, like my only issue with it was, I mean, like, because with this experiment, Facebook was able to find out that they could control people's emotions, like essentially. And I like that.
Sorry,
Wait,
what?
what? What's going on, Kiana?
Oh, I forgot what I was gonna say. Just with Facebook, like basically,
Kiana.
I'm siding with like. Can
Oh,
you hear me?
she put herself on mute.
No, I
No,
Oh,
hear you,
I
so it's just,
Kiana.
no, I didn't.
yes,
Yeah.
we can
Okay,
hear you.
so with Facebook, it's like you kind of like it's their platform. They can do whatever they want. How many people were a part of this experiment? It wasn't everybody on Facebook. It was like maybe like I've heard from a friend it was like maybe 700,000 people, which is a lot.
Oh,
But if they want to do research, they have the right to do that, you
it
know?
was like a they,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
I mean, like
Yeah,
we're
that
giving
is true. I mean, they
the
do,
more
and
we
you'd
give
like,
ourselves.
like I said, I mean, everybody who does create a Facebook account, they do.
The more you create an internet presence, like the more you're being watched or you're being monitored. So, I mean, you should go into this knowing this when you
Yeah,
start. Like, okay, a lot of us maybe,
that's true.
especially like me, I guess I'm the youngest one on here, but I made my accounts, like a lot of my different accounts when I was like 12, 13, 14. So, like that, I didn't really know much about it then. I didn't really know about how much information the internet really knows about you. But I don't have anything against it, like the government. Um, as long as it's not being used against me in any way, I'm fine with it.
But then my question is, if we allow if we allow Facebook to get away with like mood, where's that gonna end though? I mean, where do we draw the line and say, okay, no more, don't do this anymore. You're caught like you're doing too much.
I
I
understand
mean,
what
what's
you're
going to
saying.
be
We
the
need to
next
set boundaries.
experiment that they're going to do? And are we going to be okay with that?
Yeah, I understand. We do
Yeah,
need to set better boundaries for ourselves as citizens of the world, everywhere,
Mhm.
not just in this country, of the world.
I agree.
exactly.
In Facebook, I actually don't enter my phone number or any real personal details. Like, you know how you can fill up your address and things on Facebook? I actually leave that blank. And I'm totally against those people
Yeah,
who tag
that's what
where
I
they
do
are.
too.
"Oh, I'm having lovely dinner at home, and then dash apartment dot dot dot. And I'm like, come on. This
No.
is the era where
I
people steal your identity and things like that. Like, please protect yourselves.
I used
Yeah.
to have a friend on my Facebook, like every single morning when she would wake up, she would put it listing exactly what, her whole day's agenda, where she's gonna be, what she's gonna be doing. Like every single day, she would do this. And I would comment every single time she would do that. I was like, "You're a stalker's wet dream."
What?
I would tell her, I'm like, you. I would tell her that she's a stalker's wet dream.
Oh my god.
So she's pretty much telling, like, she's putting it on blast, saying, she's like, come find me. This is where I'm at. You can come stalk me. I don't care. Like, here's all my information. I'm like, geez, you might as well just give them, like, you might as well just give them your whole identity and tell them exactly where you live and everything. Have, but
Mark, how
yeah.
do you feel about
Alright, so
disclosing
next story. Dumb.
your Mark, how do you feel about disclosing your
I'm sorry.
information?
I feel like
Oh, start.
What?
yeah,
Did you hear me?
yeah, I'm sorry. I feel like
What was the question?
about just like what do you think about disclosing your information on the internet? What do you think about disclosing information on the internet?
Uh, I'm not really a fan of that. Like, I don't use my last name on the internet. Like, you never know who's out there, like, trying to, like, find
Yeah,
where you live, stuff like that, or, you know what I mean? So, I mean, the only way I would disclose,
yeah.
like, really personal information would be, like, if I know the person well, and I would just disclose it over a private message.
That
Okay.
makes sense. I have a question, Mark. What's that? Who's that guy behind you? What's that billboard or whatever? What's that? Who is that?
Oh, that's like a guy from Ecolab. Ecolab's like this company. They make like sanitation products.
Oh,
I got it. It's a long story. Like I got it from work.
okay.
Like I work in like banquet rooms, and like Ecolab had an event, and like they left that cardboard guy
Oh.
in the room, so I just took it home with me.
Oh, okay, makes sense. I was like looking at him. I was like, he's staring right at me.
Yeah, it seems like you get a lot of souvenirs from work.
I was a little bit creeped out there.
I don't even see it.
All right, so
I can't see it either.
Good
really,
idea.
I must be the only one. I must be the only one that could see it. Creeping me out. So I was like, what is that? All right, so in dumb parenting news. Like I seem to find a lot of like horrible parenting like cool. Well, this Georgia man is being charged for the death of his 22-month child. And what he did was he left his son in a hot car for 8 hours. Instead, he forgot. And when the authorities looked through his search history on the internet, they found he looked up how long exactly it takes for a dog to die in the heat. And the day he left his son in the car, he checked on him and left again. So he came out, checked on his son, then went back inside and left his son in the car. And that same day, he was caught. He was sexting pics of himself with several women too. And also, according to the cop on the case, the policies, this guy was married, and him and his wife had 2 insurance policies on their child. But the defense attorney is because I guess the father is in court and he's devastated, he's bawling his eyes out, crying, saying he forgot, and the defense is saying that if he did this on purpose, he's about what he did.
So
Like,
it seems like
that
more.
right there, oh man.
Yeah, I remember.
First off, how do you forget your son in a hot car for 8 hours?
This is during his job, right?
What?
Is this the story where it's during his job? He works at Home Depot. He works for a corporate Home Depot or something, and he left his son in the car during his work shift.
What do you mean during his job?
While he was working.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know the kid was supposed to drop. I mean,
Yes.
the guy was supposed to drop his kid off to daycare or whatever, and I guess
he
it
came
slipped
out
by.
in the middle of his shift.
During lunchtime, yeah. And you know they found Google
I'm not
searches.
buying that because how do you
Actually,
forget
this isn't the first case that I've heard.
how do you forget your
Sorry.
son? It was. I mean, I can understand maybe if it was 30 minutes or something, but how do you forget your son for 8 hours? I don't buy it.
It can happen. It can happen. I think there's been 2 cases in Malaysia within the last year or so. I know one of it was a teacher. I think she normally sends her son or her child off to nursery or something, but then that day she parked somewhere and she just did all her errands, and then her child was asleep in the car being extra quiet, and so she just, she didn't realize that the child was in there, and she parked and went off to work. And I guess, you shouldn't forget that your child is in the car, but, when you have too many things on your mind and your child is being extremely quiet for a change, then these weird accidents can happen.
So you think it can happen?
I don't know. I think your child should take first priority, and you shouldn't allow yourself to forget. I don't know.
Oh, just a brief pause in the conversation.
But
Mark?
also at the same time, though, I mean, it was looking. It looks even.
Sorry, just a pause on the topic because Mark is gonna have to leave soon. But
Mark has a question.
Something.
This.
Go ahead, Mark.
Oh.
Hold on, what? Go ahead.
Real quick, someone has a question for Mark. Real quick.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, Mark, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, the question is, so Mark, Anthony, what are the best areas to visit in Houston? I would say the Galleria area. If you're not from Houston, basically the Galleria is there's a big mall. It's one of the biggest malls in the country. So there's a lot to do there. And right outside the mall, there's a lot of nice restaurants. So it's a nice place to eat and shop. But there's a lot of nice hotels too if you're a visitor. I work in that area in a hotel, so there's a lot of cool hotels for out-of-towners. looking for a nice place to stay.
You know what's funny? I literally had a dream about that mall for some reason. It's coming back to me as you're talking about it. And I think it's because you talk about how you live in Houston a lot and stuff when we're talking and
What?
when we're Skyping. I had a dream about it. I totally did. And I've never been to Houston.
What was your dream, Kiana? I'd like to kind of connect them all in your dream.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah,
I said, what
I'm
was
all
the
here.
dream?
I just remember it was weird. It was like this black border around like a movie, like you were watching a movie, and then I was just soaring through the mall. It was so cool. That's all I really remember. Nothing like happened. It was just like
What?
it felt like I
you
was
were
watching a movie.
flying? Like you were flying? Like you?
No, like my eyes were like a camera or something, and then I just felt like I was like soaring through the mall, like just getting a tour of it or something.
Oh.
Yeah, it was like a movie. It was weird. I have the weirdest dreams in the world. Oh, you're
Who's
fine.
playing
It's ringing.
music? Oh,
Sorry, that's
I
my
was wondering.
ringtone.
Oh, okay.
Just
Thank
I
you
was
for the
wondering,
question.
where's that coming from?
sorry.
Yeah.
It keeps ringing. It's like telling me, "Come on, girl."
Alright, so
All right, Mark, I think
um,
he has to leave
yeah,
now,
so
though.
not,
Mark?
alright. Well, it was good having you on the show. It was good having you on the show, Mark.
Alright, thank you for having me. It was an honor to be a part of this.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you.
feel free to come back anytime.
Alright, I'll definitely keep in contact with everyone. Thank you.
Cool.
Thanks so much
Yeah,
for joining
have
us,
a good-
Mark.
Yeah, bye.
Yeah, have a blessed day.
You too. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. The
Alright,
trio's
so
back. No.
the trio, the three musketeers. Alright, so in public sex news, this interracial
Pause.
couple gets caught having what? Pause.
Sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to go soon too in like 10 minutes.
Okay, thanks for letting us.
No. Oh no. I'm done too. Alright.
Oh, wait. Okay.
Yeah, I'll go through this really quick because there's a story in here I wanted to get her input. All right, so actually I'll just do that one. I'll skip that one real quick. All right, so worldwide news. New radical Muslim leader I can't say it, Abu Baghdadi. I can't say his name. But he just recently came out, and I guess he's calling on Muslims everywhere to unite with standing behind I'm going to say it wrong, like the caliphate, and demands that they obey him.
What? I couldn't catch that. Unite against who?
Like, he came out and he wants Muslims everywhere to unite with him in standing behind the caliphate, and he's demanding that they obey him.
Standing behind the what? Sorry, I still couldn't catch that.
Caliphate?
Standing behind, yeah, the caliphate.
How do you spell
Am I
that?
saying it right?
Can you type it?
I spelled it.
The
I spelled
Khalifa?
it wrong. Yeah.
So
Ding, ding, ding.
he's saying he's the Khalifa and he wants everyone to stand behind him. And
Pretty much.
against who? Where is he from again?
Against America or against the West.
Oh. Well, I don't know. These people
Yeah.
can be a
Here's
bit odd. Every now and then they think that there's another prophet around, and then there isn't because Prophet Muhammad, for us Muslims, Prophet Muhammad was the last one, and it states clearly in the Quran that there
Yeah.
won't be another one. I don't know whether it's really true
Yeah.
that he's the Khalifa and all that, because in this day and age, I think it would be kind of hard and for me rather unbelievable that there would be a Khalifa. Basically, a Khalifa is a leader, a Muslim leader, probably kind of
Yeah.
like somebody who's been selected. But in this day and age, I don't really know. I mean, is he for real?
Yeah.
I mean, there are a lot of people who pretend to be somebody that they're
Well,
not.
he's one of the radical Muslims. Like he's a new radical Muslim leader that's like part of the Taliban.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Mm.
So I mean, of course
Um,
of course he's gonna be kind of out there and like yeah. I was just
hmm.
wondering if you heard about that. Like
No,
that's
I
all.
have not heard
Cause
about
like,
that.
I guess yeah, like Muslims everywhere to like side with him.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, how is he getting all this like coverage,
Which
media
is kind
coverage?
of weird. I don't
Because
know.
anybody can like be
Like I
like, oh,
don't.
I'm the Messiah or whatever.
Yeah, you're right. It could
Like,
possibly be like social media. I would think it's social media.
yeah.
No, it was on the news. The news was covering it.
Mm.
Like
Really?
it was, yeah, it was like it was. It came on last night. I was like, what in the world? Like it was just
Okay.
interesting. Yeah, I just wanted to know if you heard about it and if what you thought, if you did hear
I have not yet heard about it
about it.
because if it did come out in the
Uh,
news, I think somebody would have mentioned it to me because in my office, several of us are tasked with screening the newspapers, so someone might have seen it, but so far no one has said
yeah.
anything. So maybe it hasn't reached our shores yet, that
Oh,
kind of news.
oh, maybe not.
Hmm.
It was just weird. Like I thought, it was like really random too the way it came up. I was like, what? Cause like I don't even
Yeah.
like what? Oh, cause they were talking about right before that they put that up out of nowhere. And I was like, okay. So yeah. All right. So back to okay.
I
So
I
public
will probably
schools.
look it up and
This interracial
check it
couple.
out.
I guess.
All right.
Yeah. I'd like to know what you think about it. It's like it's. I don't know. It's weird. So yeah, this couple like they went to this Home Depot and they got caught having sex in one of the display sheds. And the way they got caught, because I guess earlier that morning at 8:38 in the morning, an employee first caught them in the screw department. No pun intended. Like, and then later on that day, he caught them walking in a display shed. They both walked in there. They both, and then they closed it, and they didn't come out for like 10, 20 minutes. So he ended up calling the police
David,
on them.
David, didn't you share this story before? I swear you
What?
did. I swear you shared this story already. I've heard.
No.
Are you sure? And is this old
I,
news?
I didn't share this story.
I swear you did, like either the first or second episode.
No. This was like, I just seen this, like, I just heard about this a couple days ago.
Are you
Maybe it was
serious?
a similar
No.
story.
The only other story,
Oh, you're breaking up. Can you say that again?
yeah, the only other sex story I heard was the one where the teen fell off the balcony.
Yeah, fell off the balcony. But Home
Hmm.
Depot, I swear I've already heard
The
this
only
story.
other sex story that I shared was one where the teen fell off the balcony. Yeah.
Oh, it must have been on Just Kidding News then. Did you get it from Just Kidding?
No.
Are you serious? I don't
No,
watch
the
the
last
news.
story was about Home Depot. I got the article. I got the article from them.
Oh, but doesn't Nadia have to give her part now because she has to go soon, right?
Yeah,
'Cause, like,
I kind of have to go soon. But basically I could postpone mine till next week. I don't have much, but I was.
Well, you can. You want to
Mm,
share yours real quick?
okay, hang on. You know when you were telling the story about the guy who was preparing a proposal video after just one date? It reminded me of this article
Yeah.
that I found, and it's on ABC News. Hang on, give me a minute. About how married at first sight. So reveals couples tying the knot sight unseen. I believe it's going to be a new reality TV program where there'll be 6 singles looking for love and 4 relationship experts, and they're trying to make people, get married and have lasting relationships. The weird thing is, these people don't even have a blind date. They're not even talking to each other first. They just met on the set and they're going to get married. They're based on compatibility on paper. And after about 5 weeks, they'll decide whether to stay married or get divorced. So, yeah, I was like, huh? What?
Dang.
What is this? This is gonna be a reality TV show?
Yes, it's going to be a reality TV show. I'm not sure what channel it'll
Oh
be
my
on. I think it's A&E's FYI network, whatever that is. Is it an American channel?
It sounded like a good idea until you started talking
I never
about
heard of that.
like their what you
That's
said like
weird
their
though. They're just coming up with
on.
they're just coming up with reality TV shows.
I'm
Just
sorry.
fun.
What did you guys say? What were you saying, Kiana? I couldn't catch it.
For me, when it comes to reality TV, I don't like when it's forced, staged, like other than game shows, if you want to even consider that somewhat of reality TV. I don't like when it's like staged and forced and oh, let's see how they'll react or let's see their reaction. I like the type well, unless it's like prank videos, those are good. I don't know if you consider that reality though. But with like reality TV, I really just prefer more if like okay, this was already going on like because there was a documentary on NBC maybe about 8 months ago, and they were showing these couples a part of this religion that yeah you get married at first sight or you know you know the other person for like 2 days and you're forced to get married and hope that it's the will of God for you to be together. Like that type of stuff sounds interesting to me because it's not staged or forced. It's like we were going to be doing this anyway, even if there weren't cameras on.
Yeah,
That's
I
the type
agree
of
with you.
reality TV I like documentaries, I guess.
That's more reality. Because I've known
Yeah,
friends, especially Indian Muslim families, they don't date, so they won't look for a boyfriend or girlfriend, and they'll just suddenly, have an arranged marriage, and they'll meet, and then if they seem to like each other, they'll get married, and then they'll get to know each other better than on. So yeah, that's more reality, and this one is, I don't, I don't even know how it's going to work out. I mean, it's almost like they are advocating divorce.
yeah, I swear. So they
That's
literally
what it seems like. It seems like
they get married on
they're setting them up for divorce.
I'm sorry, what? They're what? Divorce?
setting them up for
It seems
divorce.
like they're setting them
Oh,
up for divorce. Yeah.
yeah. If it turns out that they don't match each other, then it could be bad.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, yeah, they might be compatible on paper, but people lie all the time. People are
Yeah.
gonna lie to make themselves seem like they're better than what they really are.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I guess if you ever watch an episode of this, do let me know how it turns out because I'd like to know whether they end up together or not. Because these people get paired and get married and they don't even know each other's first name at that moment. But yeah, okay. Social experiment it is.
I just Googled it, and I don't know if this is the writer putting their opinion, but just the headline, I'm just going to give you the headline. It says, TV highlights, the horrifying Married at First Sight premieres on FYI. So I don't know if they're just automatically bringing it in like, oh, this is a terrible idea, or what. I'm not like necessarily reading the article. It's just maybe it didn't go so well.
This sounds just as bad as that freaking show was like biggest loser or something like that.
You don't like that?
I thought that was good.
Heck no,
That's
that show
really
was
motivational.
Who are you?
I
Oh my goodness.
I hated that show. Cause like I watched that show, and that show actually made me hungry.
And I think you're the only one.
It really did. Like I watched one episode, I was like, I'm hungry. I want to go eat something. And like it made me think about food.
Because everybody had their own story, and I like when people like they show their stories. A lot of times I would cry on it. I didn't really follow it, but when I'd see it, like I'd just get into it and I'd watch the whole episode. Yeah. I thought it was a really good show, and seeing people's progress is.
I thought it was
the
good
only
too.
reality TV show the only reality TV show I really got into it was called the Joe Smo Show, and that wasn't even like, and what that was, they picked a random guy off the street, told him he was going to be on a reality TV show, and he was going to have a chance to win $1 million. What he didn't know though was that everybody from the host to even the contestants themselves were all actors, and all the games were rigged.
That is so humiliating. That's terrible.
I like that, because the guys were...
I think that's not really reality. That's more a prank show.
It's like a prank, but that's
Well,
not...
yeah, I thought it was funny, though.
Dang, that's terrible.
Yeah, it is.
Everybody was
I
in it.
wouldn't want to be on that.
He got $1 million for it, though.
Oh, so he did end up getting $1 million.
Like, yeah, they gave him. I mean, they stuck to their deal. They gave him $1 million.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's just so humiliating.
They pretty much helped him off.
No, I don't want to be there.
Joe Schmo.
I would do it as long as they give me As long as they give me $1 million, like I'll do it. Oh, Bruce Brock sent a question saying, "Why would you marry 2 days after?" What? Why would you marry 2 days after?
I guess it's he's saying that in response to what I said earlier, where in some arranged marriages they'll meet and probably 2 days after they'll get married. I think maybe that was what I said. It doesn't necessarily have to be 2 days after, but I'm just saying that it's a very short period between the time that they were introduced by family or friends and they get married, because they don't just simply immediately get married like on the show. This is more like a cultural arranged marriage. It still happens even in this century, which is shocking to me, but I'm glad my parents didn't have that idea, because that would be scary.
They also might have been referring to what I said earlier, because I had mentioned the show that I saw on NBC. They literally would get to know their partner. This was in Korea too. I guess the guy, he died, but he was supposed to be the Messiah or whatever, and they'd hold these mass ceremonies, and before the mass ceremony, wedding ceremony, the couples would get to know each other for 1 or 2 days, literally, they barely know each other, and then they'd all of a sudden get married.
Here.
And you just pray that God
Oh,
meant for you two to be together. Literally, like, you don't know each other. You're strangers.
that is so scary. Were they set
Yeah.
up by anybody? Or they just like, yeah, I kind of like the look of you. Why not? Let's just get married.
I forgot about that part, but if I find that
Wow.
link to it, I would
That
love to
is.
share that with you guys. It was
Yeah,
really interesting. It was a really good one.
that would be interesting.
Yeah, I can't remember how they partnered people up though.
You should. I wanna see that.
Yeah, it was really good. I saw it on TV though.
Hmm. Probably have to look it up.
Oh, so I really wanna, I really wanna share this quote that sent me a while back, real quick. It's
Sorry, what?
it's about the weather, and like, I guess this new study came out about storms. And you know how like, whenever there's like a storm coming in, they always give it a name. You know how like whenever something they they always give that storm a name.
Like Hurricane.
Well, according to this new study that came out, yeah, they said that storms with more feminine names tend to kill more people than storms with more masculine names.
And what more
And
people?
like the study showed, storms with more feminine names kill more people than storms with more.
I don't know how I feel about that.
and,
I
Yeah,
know.
I actually
and I
read
guess
that in the Star.
the names are given by like some predetermined alternating order. Yeah, you sent me it. That, but like the names, like they come up with the names from a predetermined alternating order. It has nothing to do with the strength of the storm that's coming in. It's just to prevent like gender bias. But apparently, I guess they're speculating because when people hear like, oh, like Hurricane Katrina, like people generally think, oh, it's not going to be that bad, and then that's why they end up getting hurt more. They don't take it as seriously than if they hear like it has a masculine name. And like according to the study, the death by storms with masculine names is only 15.15%. The death by storms with feminine names was 41.84%.
Dang, that's a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a huge difference.
I can't remember, but did the article say anything about the hurricanes with feminine names actually being more fierce than the ones with the masculine names? Or was it of a
Wait,
similar, strength?
I'm sorry, I can't.
Or, yeah.
I love that word choice, like fierce. Like I think of like a fierce woman.
Oh. No, I didn't say that it was more fierce or not. Like, like the names were like it said that the names were given. They're not. The names weren't. The names of the strength of the storm that's coming in.
Right.
It's
But
just just a predetermined order.
But you know, in history, like they didn't always have masculine names for the hurricanes. I don't know when they started giving masculine names for the hurricanes, but back in history for a while, it was just all feminine names. I don't know if that affects the percentage or not, but
Yeah,
I don't know if they were going by proportion, like
maybe.
the percentage of female hurricanes versus the percentage of male hurricanes or whatever do this amount of damage. I don't know, but that's an interesting observation.
It might just be taught. It might just be taught about recently, too. Like maybe like within the 21st century.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, probably.
We could
Yeah,
read
like
up more about that.
but that's kind
But
of
this is
oh,
all around the world.
yeah, this is all around the world. So Bruce Brock just commented Yeah, you're a very smart, pretty person.
Sorry, what did you say? I lost you, David.
He said, Nadia, the guy, Bruce Brock said, Nadia, you are a very smart, pretty person.
Oh, thank
And
you. I
then
think I'm
he
blushing
also
now.
said, he also said, you all have some very interesting stories. Well, thank you, Bruce.
Thank you, Bruce.
Thank
We're
you.
glad that you stayed and joined us and interacted with us.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, did you have any other articles, Nadia?
I'm gonna postpone the rest of them till next week so I don't have to do any extra research. So let's just move on to Kiana's part before
Oh,
my
nice.
phone rings again.
Alright, Kiana, let's go on. Let's get real with Kiana.
All right, let's get real, guys.
What?
Let's get real, guys. Anyway, okay, so unfortunately I wanted to do a video promo so I could ask you guys just to reach out to you guys more about giving me advice questions. I posted a status yesterday, but I didn't get any advice questions. So, like I said, special treat today. We'll have an article. Just whenever I don't have advice. So basically, I'm gonna be honest, I did not read this article, but it brings up a great like discussion subject, and it's from theworkbuzz.com, and then I also like looked at an article, glanced through from Harvard Business Review. Both the headlines, like the Harvard Business Review is choosing between making money and doing what you love, and then the Work Buzz is like, should you do what you love or should you worry more about paying the bills? I like the should you do what you love or worry about paying the bills more um, because that's more of what I struggle with. Like, do I choose something like that's just gonna pay the bills straight up? Um, it could be like a routine job that I'm just stuck in autopilot with or something, or just something I have no emotional attachment to, but I need to make ends meet. It's not about making the most money. It's about meeting my whatever financial obligations I have. Or should I do my passion and then the money will come? So, what do you guys think?
For me personally, I would take the secure route. I'd
I think not.
actually do the work that I get paid for, and whilst I'm doing that, maybe figure out how to do something that I
Yeah.
like.
About that, I think. Oh,
Oh, maybe the video was a little delayed, so you got it late. Sorry.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Dave.
maybe. So I think it's just depending on where you're at. Like if you're struggling or if you're already struggling, then I think your main focus should be solely on getting the bills paid. That should be your main focus. You shouldn't be focusing really on anything else but paying your bills. Once you get that out of the way, and maybe you can move up or something, and you get some extra cash, then and you start living more and more comfortably, then you can focus on doing things that you love to do.
So, you're saying basically what you just said kind of reminded me of a Rocky Balboa quote. I never saw Rocky, but I know this quote very well. You suffer now and live the rest of your life as a champion. So like you have to suffer in the beginning in order to get where you want to be, whether it's, losing 50 pounds or something as big as your career wise. So you have to go through some like dirty, ugly areas and do things that you don't necessarily want to do in order to get to that prize like goal. And it feels so much better when you go through like hell to get to where you want to be, because it's more rewarding that way, because you know you put all that effort and time.
Exactly.
That
But
is true.
the thing is,
Yep. That's
one thing you can kind of get stuck in is, okay, you can get stuck in that 9 to 5 job, and you're not like a 9 to 5 job person, or you might not find yourself moving forward or finding like any progress if you're stuck in the same old job, and you might be like, oh, I've got to put that on hold, I've got to, just make ends meet, I keep focusing on that. It's like you almost want to pose the question, when is the right time to actually go forth with what you want to do? I know you guys were saying like you can always do what you want to do on the side, and then maybe as you develop it more, make more time for that. I don't know if you guys were saying maybe decrease time with things that you don't like and increase what you do like, or um
Or what you can do is while you're working at 9 to 5, in order to get yourself to move forward, while you're working at 9 to 5, you can also on your days off, you can look for a better paying job. And then when you get it, you'll get more money in your pocket. You'll be able to live more comfortably after you meet your needs, and then you can pursue what you want to do.
I have something to say.
Like there's always ways you can move up.
Okay, I'm thinking if I were, still a lot younger and I haven't got a
And now
job
you
yet,
froze
I'm
again.
still. Am I frozen? Did I really freeze? Hello?
no, you're fine, you're fine.
Okay. Well, all right. So if I didn't have any prospects yet, and I knew what I wanted, like where my passion is, so I really like singing, and at that time when I'm searching for a job, let's
No,
say
you're
my
there. You're
family,
fine.
let's say that my family has some resources, so we won't starve if I don't start work yet. And I really love singing, and I can try to search for a job that allows me to sing. Maybe I would have gone down that path and struggled initially to be a singer. But in my case, my life was pretty mapped out because by the time I finished high school, I got a scholarship, and with the scholarship means I'm bonded to the government for like 8 years, and I have to work with them. So as soon as I graduated, I didn't even have to look for a job. The job just came, bush, onto my lap. So yeah, if I were in your shoes and I had to look for a job, I would look for one that I like first and struggle with that for a while and see if you know it could be better. That's what I think.
So you think it's better to go into something that you like and then see like you like but you might not be fully passionate about. I'm not sure like if you were saying that, and then hope that you grow more interest in what you're doing.
I'm saying that if at this point you don't know what your options are and you're still
Okay.
exploring, try to explore the job where your passion lies.
No?
So follow your dreams.
That's good. Yeah. It's just me personally, I find myself in the position where I had a plan. I had a plan when I graduated high school that I was going to get a degree in massage because it was supposed to be a quick degree, like a year and a half program. Then I would work as a massage therapist, move out on my own, and then build up funds and continue on with school. But
Right.
things took longer than I thought they would be, and a lot of times life happens and your original plan, it just like you almost don't see it happening, and it's hard for me to like stick with something. Like I just struggle with that because I get bored easily or because I just always feel like there's better out there for me. So it's hard because I'm always changing my plan. It's like I flip-flop so much, and
Right.
I don't know. It's just very difficult for me to stick with a job when I know I could be
Cat!
traveling or, you know, huh?
Meow
What?
meow.
You have a
I saw
cat.
meow meow.
Oh, you just oh gosh.
Yeah.
She's not nice.
What?
She's not a nice
What'd you
cat.
say?
The cat's not
She's
nice.
not?
It's me. It's so
Aw,
it's
cats are usually nice.
no, like it bit me the other day for no reason. I don't like cats.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I
But
love
they're-
cats.
But yeah, I totally got distracted by the cat.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just saw a cat. I was like, oh. No, but
Yeah.
I, like,
I just feel like this is always going to be an issue for me because I'm always going to want more. Money is never my motivation, though. Like, if I could live off of, you know, minimum wage and work a minimum wage job and I love it, like, I'll be so happy. I'd rather have that than being rich. Like, I'll just get a rich man. It's okay.
I like that idea a lot. I'm 100% for it. Go for it.
wow.
Yeah, I know that sounds
Well,
so shallow. Obviously, I'm more standard than that, but
No, see, I had to make this decision
I-
not too long ago because I was actually offered a better job, a higher paying job, a higher post, and I report directly to the Prime Minister's office, blah, 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 whatever. But it's a very demanding
What?
job, and it's first of all, it's demanding. It requires all my time because I'll be traveling a lot. I'll be having meetings and conferences and seminars everywhere, whether inside Malaysia or outside. And basically, it's like a very complicated thing. But I didn't take that job because I don't think I want to do that. I feel that I'm still young, well, kind of, and I want to explore, going. I don't know. Let's see if I can sing for a while, do some fun stuff rather than being bogged down and stepping into that career woman kind of position. I don't want to do that yet. So I give it
that's
up.
cool.
Yeah. That makes sense.
To me, it's always an honor to be offered like a better job or higher pay or like we're going to advance you in the company. But I just respect people. Like, honestly, I would have probably done the same thing as you. Like, I would have turned down the job. But I respect people that know what they want out of life enough to be able to say no to something, even though it may be tempting or even though it may like be a better offer, more money, whatever. Especially when you don't have a family, because things like when you have a family and other things, I guess you need to consider that. You really do. And if money's tight or whatever. But if you're young and like we're young, and I think we should be able to do things that we, halfway enjoy. I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to enjoy it. And I feel like my elders, like my grandmother specifically, she's really very pushy on me about like taking vacations and traveling and stuff. She's like, you've got to save your money and all this stuff. And I mean, traveling's what I
But
enjoy.
she doesn't want you. She doesn't want you taking vacation.
No, she doesn't want me going traveling places. She's like, you have got to establish yourself in this job before you're doing that. And she comes from a different era. Like she comes from where like you basically worked your job for like the same job for like 30 years and you retired with the company. Like, but it's a new day and age, and I just every time she tells me, I just kind of brush her off. I'm like, I understand that and I respect it, but times are different now. Everybody's like, usually you have over like 10 different jobs in your lifetime, so
Yeah.
maybe not 10. I don't know if that's
say,
a lot, but
So
I would say just go travel.
some
I
people.
mean, if you keep saving up for a travel at a later date, it could take years for one, and then you might never go. And when you get rich enough to go, you'll be too busy to go, or you've got so many other commitments, and it's like I don't
Yeah.
know. Just go.
That's why I've had to quit. I had to quit a job before because I was working
Just
so
don't
many
travel around the world for 4 years and make.
Before what?
Just don't travel around the world for 4 years and make a proposal video.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about that. I would never
Okay,
I would
don't.
never propose to a man. Yep,
I can't see
yep.
myself either.
Yeah, that would just be weird. Like I don't I would say no if a woman proposed to me, but I'm like no.
That's awkward. I thought
Yeah.
about that before, but nah, no.
What?
Because I am impatient, so I could see.
That's not how it's supposed to be. It's like I don't
I know, like in the Bible, he that findeth a wife find a good thing.
know.
Times have changed. You know, Malay guys, they have to be nudged, apparently, because all my friends
No, I
said
understand
their
being impatient,
husbands
but
didn't actually propose to them properly. They were like nudged, and they just ended up engaged, and they're married now. They've got kids, but they didn't actually get proposed to. Yeah. So times have changed.
I think partly that's because of the whole, like, a lot of people are starting to cohabitate more, and a lot of people, like, marriage isn't, I mean, it is still very defined, obviously, especially, like, legally and stuff, but it's not really as defined as it used to be, like, with traditional marriages and things like that. I feel like guys almost don't feel a reason to marry a lot of the time because, you know, a lot of, at least I don't know about Malaysia, but in America, like the baby daddy rate is shooting and single parent homes are like rising, but people are just like shacking up with their boyfriend and girlfriend. They don't see really a need to, either they have like kids from a previous marriage that they're bringing into the relationship, or they have kids together, and it's like you already have the family set up, so why would you get married? I don't know. A lot of people have that mentality in my area.
It can't happen in Malaysia because, like, especially for Muslims, cohabitating is like a big no-no. It's not
Yeah.
supposed to ever happen. So I think that is still at a very low percentage, even with the other races, you know, like the Chinese and the Indians. But um, yeah. So I don't know why I don't know how to explain that situation here, but what you said is very true, and it probably happens in a larger part of the world.
Right.
So yeah.
Would you say Malaysia is more conservative or more liberal when it comes to things like that? Like marriage?
Conservative.
Oh, more conservative, yeah.
Yeah. We're generally more conservative.
Oh, just with a lot of things.
Yeah.
it kind of sounds like it based on like just the stuff you told us.
Yeah.
It kind of sounds like it'd be more conservative.
Yeah.
We are. But I'm okay with that.
Nothing wrong with that, though.
There isn't. I wish America was more conservative.
Yeah, I feel like that would just make a lot of people bitter if, I mean, everybody's gonna be, you can't make everybody happy, but just to find some type of medium, you know, in the middle. But everybody's spectrum is different. But yeah, so I don't know if we wanted to end the discussion from all that. I know it's 1 p.m. now.
It's 1 a.m. here.
Dave, are you okay?
It's 10:04 here.
Are you doing
What?
okay though? Are you like falling
I said
asleep?
it's 10:04 here.
You weren't falling
No.
asleep, were you?
No, I'm good. What? What made you
Yeah.
think I'll fall asleep?
You look like you're like doing this.
You thought I was falling asleep?
Yeah, you were going like this. It
Oh.
looked like you were sleeping.
No, I'm good.
All right.
Oh no, I'm good.
Okay, so I guess that
Yo, it's
includes-
10:04 a.m. here.
Oh, okay.
Everybody, thank you for tuning in to. Everybody, thank you for tuning in. Channel if you love, so you guys can make sure you subscribe to us. And I'm gonna be gone for a while. I'm moving with me and Kiana for the next couple of weeks.
That's so
But
sad.
hopefully, like maybe they can get. I'm gonna if the trio's breaking up.
Yeah, we'll be
It's
having
gonna be the
special
Two
guests
Musketeers.
for sure. We'll have some
Kiana's
people. Kiana, what?
Yeah, like I was gonna say, have fun.
What?
I will be back. I promise. What?
David, how many weeks do you
Huh?
expect to be away? Let us mark our
What,
calendar.
Kiana?
What?
I don't know.
I don't know what you're
I don't know
saying.
once I'm in Cali. So I have to get out there. I have to get a job.
That's good.
What?
That's
Kiana's just over here dancing.
good. Mini chair. All right. Well, I guess peace out. Thank you, viewers. Thank you, everybody, for listening and tuning in. One thing. And that's it.
Yep,
Yeah.
thank you so much, everybody, and thank you
Yep.
to all the people who
Good.
posted questions, because we love
Ah.
that. It feels awesome. So post more
Yeah.
next time. Okay, everybody?
And make sure you subscribe to.
Yay!
Alright.